Alright, so we looked at problems like this in our quadrilaterals chapter. This problem says we have some square, ABCD, and we're only given vertices for points A and B, and then we want to find the slope of BC. So what this problem wants us to do is think about how a square is set up. Right? So we know that this, how the square is named, tells me how the vertices go around the square. So if I've got some square here, the vertices will be in order around the square like this. Okay, they'll go around this in this order. Okay, I mean we could have A, B, C, D like this, but they will be in this order. So if we are given the points for A and B, and I want to find the slope of BC, what I know about a square, or if we're given a rectangle even, those consecutive sides, right, sides that are right next to each other like that, are perpendicular. In terms of slope, that means opposite reciprocal. So if I find the slope of AB, then I just take the opposite reciprocal to get the slope of BC. So we can do this two ways. We can use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or we could use Desmos and graph it. So I'll do both ways here. So by hand, using our formula, we would label our points x1, y1, x2, y2, and plug those values in. So y2 minus y1 is going to be negative 3 minus 2 over x2 minus x1, 3 minus 1. So that'll be negative 5 over 2. So that means the slope of AB, the slope here, is negative 5 over 2. Now, since this asks for the slope of BC, okay, BC is going to be perpendicular to this, which means opposite reciprocal slope. So the slope of BC, okay, the opposite part, and opposite reciprocal means take the opposite sign. So since this one is negative, my new slope will be positive. And reciprocal means flip the fraction. So the slope of BC will be positive 2 over 5. All right? With the negative signs, right? Even though it was just the negative for the 5 in our slope, we really think about the whole slope as being negative. Okay, so this is a negative 5/2 slope. The opposite reciprocal then would be positive 2 over 5. Okay, now we could also be asked for, let's say, instead of BC, we're asked for the slope of CD. Well, if that's the case, CD is the complete opposite side of AB. So in a square or a rectangle, or actually any parallelogram, opposite sides have the same slope. So if we were instead asked for the slope of CD, that slope would be negative 5 over 2. If we were asked for the slope of AD, that would be a slope of 2 over 5, because BC and AD are opposite sides. Okay, so for a problem like this, draw out the figure first. Okay, figure out how the vertices go around, find the slope between whatever points were given, so here we were given A and B, and then look at the side we want the slope of. If it's the opposite side, it'll be the same slope. If it is a consecutive side, meaning perpendicular, it'll be the opposite reciprocal. Okay, now we can double check this on Desmos. So if we pull up Desmos, here are those two coordinate points. And if I want to find the slope between them, I count. So we always start at the leftmost point and count up or down first. So I would count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then right 1, 2. So slope is rise over run. So down 5, right 2 would be a slope of negative 5 over 2, which is what we already found. Okay, so 5 problems like this to try. Draw out the figure and then pay attention to what side we want the slope of, so that you know whether it's going to be the same slope as what you found, or whether it's going to be the opposite reciprocal slope of what you found. As always, ask me questions as you're going through these, and good luck.